Rolarme un bluntazo. What up, Chris? If you want to get on the Zoom, I put the link on my Instagram.
Olha, não, então, ele fala não, nossa.
What's up, my people? No way, my neighbors just parked their fucking car in my house. Yeah, get back in your car and move it, lady. Jeez. Where's the respect nowadays? 30-minute no bottom wick. I'm skeptical about taking a sell on the rebreak of the low here. So what I want to see is a closure below a wick and then something to fill, right? It's tough. Yeah, I would like it to come down to 29.71. It definitely looks like it can come down. All right. I think I might have missed the sells. For more sells, I would like it to tap this level here. I didn't have any pre-market entries. Nothing. Bro, hell yeah. 40 pips for a payout. Yeah, last night was wild. We are gonna start seeing a slowdown though. This volume that we've had for the last week, bro, that's not gonna happen next week. I mean, it is. It depends. Every time that Trump announces something new with tariffs, that might happen. But since he announced his major plan, countries are already starting to call and fall in line, meaning we're gonna start seeing some. Like, look, I'm gonna give you a good example. The Nasdaq has dumped. Look at this. It took from December 24th all the way till today to drop 27%. Within Sunday to today, within 24 hours, we retraced 11% of the 27% that we dumped. So in one day, we retraced 1/3 of the move that took 3 months. This isn't money lost from the markets, bro. This is Trump doing his thing. And this right here is Trump's thing working. When it works, we get the fucking pump. When there was word of countries starting to drop their tariffs on us and starting to do negotiations and shit, what happened? The market accepted it and retraced 11%. I'm telling you, dude, this is Trump's plan. 11% in a day type shit. In a week, 33% gain, back up to the all-time highs. Anybody who bought down here double, tripled, or quadrupled their money on the way up. That if you bought with leverage. My buy level is a little lower. I want to hit that 15-minute level to confirm buys. I wanted it to confirm here. 15-minute money printer for the flip bullish to fill this candle with no wick. I don't even have a 1-minute level here for buys. I can't take any buys there. He drop a like. Those buys were decent. It just didn't tap my level. Bro, you're almost at the payout, or you're at the payout, bro. Just don't remember the past. Focus on the future, or focus on the present, and take the future by the balls. Like the Bible says, there is nothing that you gain by worrying. Nothing that you gain by worrying. So there's no sense in worrying about tomorrow, because tomorrow will worry about itself. You worry about right now. Like when you're in drawdown and you're like 20, 30 pips in drawdown, you're like, oh, if I lose, that's going to set me back and I'm not going to get to pay out and this and that. You forget about that shit. You say, what's this next candle printing saying? What's this next candle printing saying? What's this next candle printing saying? And you focus on the live action in front of you. I have a buy stop here. How was your guys' day? Yeah, he's chilling. He's in grind mode. Hey, how are you, Santos? I'm doing well. Five minutes left for the hourly closure. That could have been the bottom for the day. Just really got to stay below here. We need something like this. Go up. I don't want it to go up and start trickling up like that. Wow. A few minutes left. Today was an insane day. Four trades, 200 ticks. This was a small position that I took a swing on. I took an overnight swing on the Nasdaq on Friday. This doesn't differentiate between the smaller by lot size, only by how many total pips. So like, let's say I enter 10 positions and I catch 10 pips. Technically, that's the dollar amount of 100 pips, but it's only going to count 10 pips because it was 10 positions averaged in, and I closed it for 10 pips. So it's only going to count 10. Or in ticks, it doubles it for some reason. I don't know why. On some pairs, like the Nasdaq, it doubles it. So that Nasdaq, it was really like 1,000, and then in value, it was really like 500. So it was technically not 2,000 pips. It was technically like 500. And it doesn't let you calculate pips either, and points is off. So that's the only one that I can see that makes sense. You guys want to see something fire? A 24 karat gold note. Where's Bushi at? You're late, dog. Hourly closure. No. Check this out. I got a whole bunch. Yeah, look at that hourly closure. Top wick first. Top wick to these areas. Lock in here. What are we doing here? Buys or sells? I'm a little confused. What up, Terpy? 20 seconds for this 5-minute closure. Let's see if we can close with the top wick above these most recent ranges. Nice, we got a top wick. You really gotta break this level, man. We're either gonna break it and reverse, or we're gonna break it and continue. I didn't even notice that on the hourly closure. Extended stream tonight, whatever the hell you guys want. It depends, to be honest, how I feel towards like 10 something, because I had some caffeine like around 4, and then I had some more caffeine around 7. So I'm thinking, what's that? That's the 3-hour mark. Around 10, I might start feeling that crash. What are you doing, you weirdo? Yeah, I started going to the new gym, but I did all my workouts over the weekend, so I don't have to go to the gym at all until like Thursday. So I don't think I'm gonna take any days off streaming. But like maybe the following week I'll do like Monday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, and then like Tuesday I'll go to the gym, and then Thursday I'll go like a half session, and then do another session Friday. I might do some recovery though. So I'm gonna be taking my gym bag with me, so as soon as I get off work I just go straight to either get a massage or the cryo bed, or maybe try some cold plunges. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent flew to Florida Sunday to encourage President Donald Trump to focus his message on negotiating favorable trade deals or risk the stock market cratering further. According to two people familiar with the conversation, granted anonymity, to share the details with them. Besson, who landed with the president at the White House on Marine One Sunday night, told Trump that the markets would remain in peril unless he started putting more emphasis on talking about his endgame with tariffs, winning deals with other countries. I might have a buy stop if this 30 flips. Whoa, that's instant close. That slipped me 5 pips. What the hell? That slipped me to hell. Oh well. That was 10 pips. Instant closure. My TP was VWAP, so I didn't even have time to set my TP. What can I say, brothers and sisters? Hey, I'm not sexist. Were you in that options? I know it missed your level by like 10 pips. I was looking for sells towards your buy area because I was really close off the 15-minute level to that same level. So I'm like, that level makes a lot of sense. So I was looking to see how I can take buys. But when this 5-minute close with no bottom wick here, I was like, shit, taking a resell of this low was a little tricky when the 5-minute close no bottom wick and my idea was bullish. So I was only looking for sells to create that liquidity before coming up. Well, the thing is that my idea is that we need liquidity before a continuation. And if we 100% need liquidity, or there's a high probability that we need liquidity before coming back up, I can start looking for some shorts into that area before reversing and taking buys. I wasn't paying attention here. Look at that, perfect clean. We broke into the new range. We tapped the support of the new range. We filled it. This is a 46 pip 5-minute candle. I will wait for a pullback at this point, maybe the 15-minute closure. 15-minute closure. The 15-minute looks like it's closing with the top wick back above into the range. We've already rejected off this level here, and we're starting to come down again. Is this going to be the lower high before, you know, where the market structure starts to shift? Because we really got to break through this area. They failed to close above, and if we start respecting this level here as a high, this could be the lower high for a market structure shift, and that is no bueno. I need to see these levels get taken out so that we can continue up. Without those levels being taken out, if we create a new high here, respecting this level here, what are we forming? A fucking head and shoulders. Where is it forming? At a very strong level that caused a 333 pip dump. So that's what I see. What happened last time price did this? Last time price rejected here. We came down to like these lows before continuing up. We already came down to those lows once. At this point, we can tap maybe these lows before continuing up. That would be decent. We might not even get there. If we can respect these lows and continue to break the highs, that would be clean. But we need a bottom wick on that. 15? It might not even give it to us, to be honest. Because of the way that 1 minute structure is, it might not even give it to us. I set a buy stop here. How much range do I have here? 11 pips, 18 pips. That's the 1 hour. The 30 actually filled the entire wick after the money printer. So we've already reached all of our targets. So we just have to reset up now for a continuation. All of our targets hit. The 15 money printer already hit. The 30-minute money printer that we were targeting earlier already hit. The 1 minute breakout already hit target. Ain't no way that's Wix. No. Good thing you put that in the mods chat. This was a valid money printer off the 1 minute tapping the VWAP and the 10 SMA. What did that give you? 9 pips. If we respect here and flip bullish, I will continue taking buys. Oh, we broke out here. This is the wildest shit you've ever seen today, bro. 11% retracement, G. 11% retracement followed by an 11% retracement. Oh my goodness. Trumpity, trumpity, trump, trump, trump. Big T. Get the... This needs to disappear. I'll tell you one thing. Let's say you were chilling here and you took a buy right here. This move of 6,000 or yeah, 6,500 pips on a one lot would have been $35,000. And it did that in 30 minutes. Life-changing. If you would have been like a person that bet a 0.1, you would have made 6,000. If you had a 0.1 there and you left a 0.01 runner, you would have made 600. Risking like $5, you would have made 600. Hey, we can't post that on stream. I'm gonna have a buy stop. I wanted an entry down here. Alright, I'm gonna set that buy stop. Well, that got me in. Spreads are a little high. That's 13 pips. There is a bitch. See how we closed 1 minute respecting? And this candle came up without a bottom wick? You're a bitch. Ideally, I wanted a closure above. So that way, when this pulls back, it's pulling back above in a new range. And then we can be turning this into support. I don't like how it's closing back into it. That's annoying. This candle closing below now forms a resistance here. Unless it just pops, which would be ideal. Okay. Flip bullish. Could get you out of the range to the daily high. That's the support we were looking for at the area that we were looking for, so a flip bullish would make a lot of sense. The candles forming are just not as nice as I would like. And I only got 8 pips here. So whoever held, it's not a bad idea. Especially with the way this 1 minute flipped, you should see a retest of that 1 minute high. It gave me a total of 13 pips and I took the entire 13. That's wild. And it was only 1 pip away from my take profit. So I just spammed the closure. Because look at that, that was 1 pip away from my TP and it would have pulled back. And then I would have been sitting in a little bit more drawdown, been like, is it gonna hit my TP? No, I should have closed. And then those thoughts start going through your head. Oh, what, my TP was right here then? Oh. Beautiful. That's awesome. You got better eyes than me, bro. A rebreak of the high here is not bad. To fill the rest of this range. This would have been a good... These would have been good positions to leave runners. Actually, not even. This came back and wicked the entry. Nice, 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 nice. So that popped for 3 pips. $30-minute closure in 3 minutes. Let's wait. See if we can get a continuation and a closure above. We still have a lot of resistance here. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that it just pushes now and gives us a closure above, and then we can continue taking buys. I love it when people get proven wrong. So there was like a sharp decline in US Treasuries, and this guy was like, listen, the proof is in the pudding. Foreigners were not selling treasuries to punish the US or Trump. The 3-day tick chart of the US dollar, the DXY, it notes that it's up 2.2% from Thursday's low, which is a massive move for this short amount of time. If China and other foreigners are selling treasuries to drive up yields or to punish the US for the tariff wars, they would have to convert those into foreign currencies. Otherwise, selling treasuries and leaving the money in dollars in a US bank is pointless. So like, so they would need to sell the equities, transfer it to dollars, and then sell the dollars, which would drop the dollar down, which means they did nothing. Nobody sold any equities, nobody sold anything, and all these people are stupid. So now that we got this 30-minute closure, no top wick, we're continuing to pump though. Wow. What's our weekly look like? Our weekly still bearish, but our weekly tapped the previous weekly support, previous weekly resistance. The daily has not turned it into support just yet. We don't have a bottom wick on the daily. We're just driving up now. We have clean range though to create a nice top wick before coming down to at least here. This is the high of February 25th, so that's a strong level here. That level literally coincides with where we're rejecting right now. Wow, that level literally coincides with this area here. So I would like to be careful there. That's a daily level. It's a daily high. Big dubs. So 30-minute closure, no top wick. 30-minute money printer at play. What's up, Thomas? Got 10 more on the rebreak of the daily high. Bro, you're at like 1,000 pips tonight already, aren't you? Didn't you only need 40? I would be calling it and going to sleep after requesting. Or maybe loading up some evals and fucking around. Just took 50. Yeah, we're up 20 something for the session. You know what happens? You just make it back. And that's it. When you take a loss, the only thing you can do positively is to make it back. That's it. If you don't make it back, then you're not profitable. You have to just make it back. And that's it. When you take a loss and you're like, oh, all I gotta do is just keep trading. Just keep trading. There's nothing you can do. Just keep trading. I appreciate you, bro. You're the GOAT, dog. You're a savage. I've been trading gold for a couple of years now. And I've only been trading the Nasdaq for like 6-7 months. And I have so much more confidence in my Nasdaq trades than I do in my gold trades. Like, look at the breakout of the daily high here. Shit gave you 274 pips in 5 minutes. Yeah, I could pull back, right? The thing is that with the Nasdaq here, my stop loss would be like here. If a pineapple doesn't work on the way down here and it just starts dumping, I gotta take the L here. I can't hold it like I do with gold. Because this shit changes directions like a savage. You can just see if you took a sell here, You only have one chance for pineapple, and if you didn't catch it perfectly, you're screwed. You have to take the loss. If you took a sell here, there is barely any chances for pineapples. You just gotta get out. So that's the good thing about it. I either catch 50 to 100 pips per trade, or I lose like 3 to 400. We still haven't had a closure above here, only wicks. This new 5-minute close respecting once again. And we do have a slight range to fill here of 20 pips. This area is just strong. What is this? Mods, we're about to get fucking banned for life from the Discord if we keep it up. Whoa. A 5-minute flip there was ugly though. I guess it wasn't a closure above. There was no way I could take that 5-minute flip. That 15 had no top wick. I want that 15-minute to close. And now we're re-breaking the high. We got an hourly closure in 20 minutes. Huh. What's going on here? Let's look at this 4-hour. How steep is this gonna come up after tapping here? Well, we can get... These are strong levels. We need a higher time frame closure above these levels, not just 1 minute, a 1-minute candle. Look at how strong these levels are that are 4-hour levels, and these are just wicks above. I need something stronger than a 1-minute candle. Taking cells 2 there was perfect, but now that that's a 4-hour level, I need to chill. That's why I developed a breakout entry type, so that if I miss the reversal, I can catch the continuation. So I've figured, alright, what do I use to take my normal setups? How can I adapt that into the smaller time frame? And what does it look like when the market's driving on the smaller time frame? And is there anything similar to my strategy that I can look at there? And I started noticing, oh, I can take the onion and the celery on the lower time frame as the higher time frame is pushing after we get the wicks to the areas that we want. I can start looking for the 1-minute celery, the closure above the small 1-minute range, the pullback creating support at previous resistance, turning it into range 1, a candle closing above, turning it into range 2, and what I determined was range 2 was the breakout, considering that range 2, a range 2 breakout. So I would put a buy stop on the high of the 1-minute range, which is range 1, and if we break that high, that's technically breaking into range 2, and that's how I would adapt all the concepts that Wix and shit taught me to the smaller time frame. Range 1 closure above, break of the high should be range 2 breakout for a continuation. The only thing is that this is a strong 4-hour level. I need a higher time frame closure above to determine that we're really starting to close above and not just about to reverse. It is an extremely strong 4-hour level. Alfredo, hurry up. Tell the taxi to hurry up. Couldn't catch anything that 30. This is a good re-break of the high and break back into range for sells. Wow. Fredo winning. Hey, I appreciate you, Santos. Closure above on the 15-minute time frame. Beautiful. We need a pullback and then a push bullish. That would be nice. $20 viewers. You guys are awesome. What is going on? Yeah, I'm gonna have a sell stop. Now that it wicked back like that, I'm assuming on that rebreak we should get that push. I wanted to see how it reacted first. That's right, there's two options. We just broke the previous 15-minute low and failed to drive. Now on the rebreak of this 15-minute high, it should flip bullish. But if it doesn't flip bullish, what is that indicating? We're getting another 5-minute closure back into range, and we should get a push back down. This is our first higher time frame closure, and this is all within the first 5 minutes, and we have 15 minutes now for that hourly closure. There's only one option. I don't like the way that 5 is coming down. Are we not going to get a valid money printer here on the 30? What does this hourly look like? This hourly looks like it's pulling back. The next hourly is going to need a bottom wick before a flip bullish. We're closing at resistance. Or we're at resistance. Major resistance. On a scale of 1 to fried, how fried? Like a 4. Did it break? Yeah, it's only been one joint. This will probably tap me in. That was more than 9 pips. My spreads are 3 here. I'm closing this at break even. And I'm going to wait for the hourly closure. That's why I only saw 9. My spreads are pretty high. That was 15 pips. My spreads are 3 right now. I usually don't see that. Yeah, this can dump for all I care. I'm going to wait for that hourly closure. Whoever held, that's nice. Whoa. What the fuck? Can I close break even? 51 pips. It's all good, bro. It is all good. Yeah. I'm gonna have a buy stop here. I know we're about to close on the hourly, but this is looking good. I got some brisket stuffed bell peppers. Bruh. Delicious. It needs to get closer to my entry for me to keep it open for that hourly. I'm looking for that hourly push. That's ugly. We're closing below now. We got a minute to come back into range and break back above. If it starts breaking the lows, that's disqualified. Yeah. A buy stop is gonna have to be at a lower entry. Prices are so high right now. Wow. I think that might have hit my target. We have so much fucking volume. Holy shit. Taking a pineapple here. We're expecting a push off the VWAP. That's 20 pips. We're up 40 pips for the session. I use red color for red tail candles. Red makes me think that I'm losing money, and I don't want to associate money with my analysis and my candles, so I use blue and gray. Blue means that we're making progress, and gray means that we're like stale, gray area. You know what I mean? So blue and gray is a little bit less emotional and less attached to money and more attached to outcome. Nah, I don't like the color red or the color green at all. My two most hated colors. This is supposed to be blue. I don't know why it's green. Green to me means dinero. Blue's my favorite color, and gray's neutral. Holy shit, we have volume right now. What the fuck? 1 pip. Oh, bro, I'm a brokey. All my all my bills are dollars. All right, I'm gonna buy stop. $13 pips. 57 pips for the session. What's that? We gotta add 5 wins. That was 3 wins, 1 break even. We gotta add a loss from last session and then 2 more wins after that. So that's a total of 5 wins, 1 break even, and 1 loss that I have to add that I have not added because this shit, every time I log in, it just keeps freezing. Like right now, it's just, oh, there we go. My scenes, chroma. So 5, 1, and 2. Why does music stop? You think he would be trading this chop? He would have likely had that end. I don't know. Maybe this 8 p.m. entry off this hourly level. Did it give us? Possibly, yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I don't quite see. Oy. Where am I? Where my lines at? Yeah, here on the 1 minute. Boom. Scoop. I don't know what your RSI looks like, my boy. That would have taken him out break even, though, at 90 pips. This wick down was pretty fucking close. That shit was ugly. Unless a re-entry here would be nice. Oh, the caviar setup. I wonder if we're trading on the 1 minute because of this crazy volume. Nice little sharp reversal. Hey, 50 something pips for this session. We cannot complain. Yo, who the fuck? Fofo Bulldog, my motherfucking pet. Alright. I'm about to play a song for you guys to celebrate 4 wins. And to be quite honest, what time is it? 9:11. I'll wait for this 30 closure, this 15 closure to see what's up. I don't have any more levels here. This is a 1 minute level. We can just continue pushing for all I know. And I can't take any buys here until we pull back all the way and start creating some range over here at this level, right? If we don't start creating some range here that we can then drive up off of, like Wick says, we're pretty much stuck in this bearish structure here. So we could sell off on any one of these levels here. We can sell off here, sell off here, sell off here. We can sell off at any of these white lines. So that's why I want to be very cautious with the continuation of buys. I want to wait for a higher time frame pullback, closure, bottom wick, and then a rebreak of the high. A minute of silence during 9/11. Oh, minute of silence. Let's rewind time. Bloop, 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 bloop. This is Flame. Yeah, bitch. Alright. Let me stop before I get banned. If I'm singing along to it and my voice is in it and my picture's in it, I don't get banned. $15-minute closure. Let's see. These cells are looking good. I will. When the stream is getting over, I'll play for you. Yeah, I'm looking at all the toys. I'm chugging 100,000 toys all over the board. I wanted to take a rebreak of the low here, but the way the 15-minute opened up, I shouldn't have looked at that 15. I should have just fucking set that sell stop. Yeah, I shouldn't have even looked at that 15. That's a 6-pip top wick, so I should have just pretended like it was a 1 minute and taken it anyways. I got a new mat. Yeah, Target. Bro, Target's so much better than Walmart, bro. I'm never going back to Walmart. Bro, the mat is leather and it was cheaper than the one at Walmart.
Why would I go back? The picture frames at Walmart were $3, then at Target they were $2. And then I bought a 6-pack for $4. Now the Walmart by my house, bro, they posted a video on Facebook of it having a bunch of cockroaches in the candy section. Like not just one, a bunch. I needed a tap of the VWAP here for more continuation buys, right? Now that we've came back and we're retesting the previous range, we're literally forming the support that I was talking about. So this, if we start forming some support here, I can look for continuations up. We'll buy some more. Just made 20% of my profit target on 2 challenges on this stream. You're a fucking savage! I gotta post that. Gotta post that on Instagram. Savagery at his finest. Bro. Join. 20% of his profit target in 2 challenges. Come on, man. Fuck! It's doing everything I want, but way too fucking fast. Maybe I need to get on the 30-second time frame. Shit. Too fast, bro. I need that pullback. I need it to tap. Oh, man. You're a savage, dude. So I needed a little bit more play here, right? We could have taken sells here and buys here if we would have had a little bit better. This is what I needed to form here. So this is a scenario where I would have taken sells and buys at the same time. All right, that 5 is flipping now. That 5 just flipped. That's 18 pips. We already drove the 18 pips. Wow. All right, I'm gonna have to wait a little bit here. Sniper entry, you savage. Money printer the opposite way? That way. have a buy stop. For that 15-minute wick fill. We respected here. How many pips is this wick fill? 42 pips. Let me wait for a 1 minute break above, and then I'll wait for a pullback and then a continuation. See how we respect it here? I want to make sure, see, we respected, dumped down, wicked all the way back up to the opening, and then came back down. We respected, dumped down, wicked all the way back up to the opening, and now we're coming back down. I don't want a double wick, right? The way that I want a confirmation is a candle above, or a drive above, boom, boom, and then I can take, if we can form it real close, we'll have the best possible chance of catching 20-30 pips here. No. You're the GOAT. You showing up every day and putting in that work. That is GOAT status. You don't have a drink? Okay. If you want it cold, I got ice in the fridge, like the shit for water bottles. Sales don't look bad now that we've driven like fucking crazy, right? We're at the daily high. We could be tapping this FVG before selling to the downside, right? The only thing that's going against that whole theory is the 15-minute closure above with the rebreak of the high. We could just continue driving bullish. We've already closed above all these levels here, and there's really nothing stopping us from continuing up at least to this high here. I mean, we did wick it. So we do have an area there that we've already tapped, and that's a 15-minute level. So maybe the range has already ran out. Maybe sells aren't so bad. It looks like everywhere that I put a line is a resistance. And our daily's already driven 211 pips during Asian, back and forth actually. They actually drove up 50, down 50, and then drove 162 off open. Nah, that's... those sells are valid. No 5-minute bottom wick. Instant pullback. Instantaneous. What does this look like? Pineapples are kind of far. Yeah. No, 80 pips is Gucci. This is my line of thinking, right? We broke the high, we rejected. We broke the high, we rejected. We broke the high again, we rejected. Are we going to really continually break the high? And if we do, we're going to get a massive retracement. This break of the high gave us a 70 pip retracement. This break of the high gave us a 70 pip retracement. Maybe this re-break of the high will tap into here and give us another 70 pip retracement where you can take a nice pineapple to sell off to close off at. This is one of those areas where wherever it breaks out first makes perfect sense. At resistance, but you form support here and you're breaking out to the upside makes beautiful sense. At resistance, forming resistance here, breaking down to the downside, confirming resistance, it just makes sense, and it's your risk management at that point. Based off what the market has currently done, every time we re-break the daily high, it increases a lot. Daily high broken, retraced. It drove 80 pips, but then retraced. So if we do break this high and we do drive 80 pips, that's 80. Yeah, that's 150 pips. That's just something you might have to deal with on gold though, because of how insane. I mean, this is such a beautiful level for pineapples. Oh! $31. I dare anyone to sell at 927. Damn, you had it up already. That was a cool 40 pips for me, you savage Ruski. Un minuto, mi amigos. Multiple continuous candles with no bottom wick here, I cannot take a sell. Fuck. I mean, we can take a sell looking for the money printer flip bullish, right? Putting a sell stop here, and then whatever wick you get to any of these areas, you go break even. 30-minute closure would be a 30-minute closure above. You need a bottom wick on the 30-minute before continuing up. That 15-minute needs a bottom wick as well. These 5 minutes are ugly as shit. They're closing bullish back in range with no bottom wicks though at all. I mean, we did wick into this bottom range and then come up. We just have a nice little bottom here that we can bounce off of if we continue coming down. We already did tap that on the 15. Sells wouldn't go too far. What I think you should have done there was trust the analysis, even though gold is moving hard, bro, because you had that. Like right here, you saw when I went into drawdown and then I entered my pineapple position, I was break even for a while, and I waited until it hit the full 10 pips on both positions so that I can get 20 pips, because I understood that the market structure on the 1 minute time frame was still in my favor. How I took the where was the pineapple? How when I took the buys here and then we respected this level here, when we flipped bullish here, this is still respecting market structure off the bounce. So I knew that at least it would come up to my first entry, which would put this one up 20 pips. The first entry closed at break even, second entry closed at 20 pips. And it kept going. I could have held both positions. But I came out in profit. In gold, I don't like holding these long ass entries. Again. I don't know about continuing for buys, right? We're starting to get ugly structure on the 1 minute. I don't like this. See, these 1 minute candles, these were banging. Taking trades in these were banging. And then we are eating shit. We're still trickling up into you know, where we want to. And these 1 minute candles are still 20, 30 pips. See, what do you notice about all of the entries that we've been in? We've been in the volume push. We've been in the volume push. The volume push. The volume push. The volume push. You see? We're waiting until everything tells me, alright, we've respected support. Range 1 closure back into range. We formed a resistance. If we now form a support and break that resistance, what is that? That's a range 1 breakout. We're bullish for the day. The candle's bullish. We don't need a range 2 on a bullish day. On the 1 minute, instead of taking the closure above and the continuation, I take the wick above and get the best possible entry, which is here. It's just all devious concepts. Range 1, range 2. Bound closure off support. Had a previous resistance here, a minor resistance here. We closed above, we came back down, break above. It's just range 1, range 2. Range 1. Range 2. Break above, entry. Is straight devious concept, straight Wix 9, straight Donvo. Yeah, Chris, I don't know if you were watching, but we're up 50 pips for the session. Total trade time tonight is maybe like 9 minutes. So what's that? 58 wins, 11 losses. That's 69 trades. That's an 84% win rate on stream. How do I know you're taking a trade? I'll say I'm taking a sell stop or I'm taking a buy stop here. All right. A sell stop is when you place an order underneath price and price has to move down and tap that area for the entry to be activated. So let's say I want to take sells below this candle. I would right click trade and I would put a sell stop. That puts an order here so that if price comes down and taps that level, it activates my sell. A market execution will market execute it anywhere that it's at, but a sell stop would only activate once price comes down to this level. So I take buy stops and sell stops. So I put a buy stop above. So let's go to the market replay real quick right here. So I had a buy stop here above this level. So only when price decided to break up above this level did it activate me. I didn't market execute anything down here. Now is when the trade put me in. So that's when I set a buy stop or a sell stop. So that's what I mean when I say that. So yeah, so like when price was right here, price flipped bullish. So price was like respecting these levels here, and when this 1 minute candle pushed up like this, I had a buy stop on the break of this level. So once the buy stop activated me, I entered another entry down here. But the same thing with right here, I had a buy stop above this level right here, and then once this candle pushed out of the range, it activated me. Instead of market executing down here when we're still respecting the resistance, I wanted to have it enter me once we confirmed a breakout above resistance. And the breakouts above resistance are only really valid when it's a daily level, right? When it's a daily high, and that's how you can take continuations when you're re-breaking the daily high. And the only other way you can take continuation trades like this with a re-break of levels going into minor resistances like this is when you're selling off the lows here. Like when I sold off the low here, I could take a buy into some resistances because I'm selling off the break of the low. Whereas here, you're breaking out. To really confirm a breakout, you need a higher time frame closure, but to catch that 1 minute push that I'm talking about, it needs to be like a daily break of the high, a daily break of the low, maybe a daily flip or a 4-hour flip or something like that. Usually within the minute of the trade, I will enter. So it'll take it. So I'll talk about, oh, I'll say like if we form this, and this, then I'll take a buy stop, and then I'll start saying I don't know, what did I say earlier when I said I was gonna take a, when I said I was gonna have a buy stop. I said I set my buy stop. I'll tell you exactly what time I set my buy stop. The order entered 32 minutes ago. It's 42 minus 32 is 908. $917. So 907, 908. That's when I closed. So I set my buy stop on this candle. So it took like 2 minutes for it to activate. It's alright. I'll do a better job of saying, alright, lock in, I might be looking for some position. Yeah, usually I like to measure my ranges out. I like to measure where my profit target is, if there's even enough range for continuation. That's what I start to look for before I start to enter a trade. Like a buy stop here is looking pretty good on the break of the high, but this is a 5-minute level here, which means I would need a strong push above, a pullback, and then a rebreak, which means price needs to push above this level, pull back, and then rebreak for a continuation to tap this range. So what I was doing, I was measuring to see how much range we have here. We have almost 40 pips where it's possible if we get a wick up, a pullback, and then a rebreak, we have enough range to catch something before the next pullback. How'd you guys do tonight? Where's Jay and Turpy? Turpy was just here. I think he caught some pips. Hey, and Jay, you guys gotta remember Jay's time zone is the same as Santos. It's like 2 in the morning for them, maybe 3 in the morning. So if we had like a really successful New York session with the amount of volume that we've been getting, I don't know if he would want to stay up and trade the Asian session as well. Whereas if you caught like a 50, 100 pips in the morning, you might want to stay for Asian and catch another 50, 100 pips. But if you caught like 500, 600 pips in the morning and it's 2 in the morning, you'd probably want to say, all right, I'm going to go to bed and enjoy my profits tonight. Especially if you're coming off a loss and now you're starting to regain some of that loss back, and you're regaining it at a higher pace because of the way that the market is moving. So, you know, you lost, I don't know how many pips Wix lost, like 2,000 pips in total within a couple of weeks. So if you're catching 100, 200 pip days, even 300 pip days, like today it was a 250 pip day for me. You know what I mean? It only takes 4 of those days, or it only takes a week of that for him to make his money back. Remember, you gotta do the math, right? He grew an account to 1.5 million, starting from a 2 lot, working his way up to 5 lots, working his way up to 10 lots, working his way up to 20 lots. So if you just take it kind of in the middle, like maybe like a 15 lot or like a 10 lot, to make 1.5 million, you need 15,000 pips. 15,000 pips. So if he loses 2,000, homie's still up 13,000 pips all time. You see what I'm saying? Whenever he takes a big loss like that, yes, it's a learning experience, because if you don't learn from all of your losses, the way that we trade, your accuracy is just very, very high trading like this. So when you're wrong and you're that wrong and you really take a big loss, the majority of the time is because you did something that you shouldn't have. Because if you would have managed correctly, you would have seen, this is not going my way, let me get out at 10 pip loss, 20 pip loss, let me get out at break even, it's not moving my way. Because when you have such a high win rate like that, you should be able to identify when it's not going your way anymore. Let's say I would have gotten stuck on the rebreak of the high here, right? Let's say I would have had a buy stop here and it wicked me up there. Entry up there. What's this pullback? This was a 59 pip pullback. I would have 100% taken a pineapple here. That pulled back. 47 for the pineapple on the flip bullish, which would have brought this down to 25, which would have been a plus 5 pip win or a break even. Trust me, the more you watch, the more you're gonna understand. I promise you. The more I was watching Wix and the more I was watching Dawn, I'm like, yo, how do they see that? What do you mean? The top wick, the bottom wick, the closure, the what? How did you notice that? How did you see that? How did you come up with that conclusion? And what you really have to analyze is the thought process. You really have to take a look at the thought process. So, why did I take buys here? We're getting signs that price is bouncing off of support. What happens when you bounce off support? It could be a reversal. Where is a really good likely place for a reversal? At the daily lows. We're at the daily lows. The daily made a low. We're respecting this level here. There's a high probability of a reversal happening at the daily lows. So with the reversal already happening here, I was like, cool, maybe this only needs a retest before a continuation. When we confirmed the retest by forming support and closing back in range, that was easy. Buy stop, let it rip. It was really like, you don't really need top wick, bottom wick, and all this other confluences to make the determination of what you're gonna do. You use the top wick, the bottom wick, and all that to get the proper entry, but the idea comes first, right? So you respected the lows, you closed back in range, you're starting to close back above range 1, and then you start looking for your candle formations to give you the proper entry type. The reason the market moves, it's not because of our pretty little lines, right? The market doesn't move because I drew a line here and a resistance here and a range 1 here. That's not why the market moves. The market moves because it fucking wants to. I don't know why the market moves. All I know is that looking at the past, what it has done in the past, and using your setups to get the best possible entries based off what it's done in the past, that's historical data to determine what's going to happen in the future. They say past results don't dictate future performance, but that's exactly what price action is. Using the fact that we respected this as a support. Using the fact that this is a support, right? Our daily is coming down and wicking into this area after driving in bullish, creating a nice bullish daily candle. We respected support. Just basic trading 101. You're at a level of support, you respected support, you have a nice recovery off that support, you can take the bounce and enter the trade. You could have waited for, look at how you could see every single entry here. You have your trend line breakout here. You have your range 1, range 2, like Wix 9, range 1, range 2 breakout. So you also have your, what is this, bro? You have your fucking order block entry here. Price is driving bullish. It came back to tap the order block or the fair value gap. So this is the order block here. This is the fair value gap here. Whatever entry you took, it doesn't matter. Trend line, range 1, range 2, order block, FVG, supply and demand. You're at a supply zone right here. You wicked into the supply zone. It doesn't matter what you take. You're at the right level with the right idea. And that's all that matters. listening to Wix, listening to Dom, listening to me, listening to the other streamers, and think, how did you come up with the idea that we were respecting support here and we were about to bounce bullish? Once you get that thought process down, you can then look for your own entries. It's really the thought process behind how the candles move. I got wicked in, so it is what it is. Did anyone join Wix's inner circle? I was going to, but I've already gotten everything from the inner circle because of being one of the first ones in the Discord. And I think I'm pretty Gucci now. I think if I have a question, I think we've built a friendship enough to where I can DM him and ask him what I need. Since, listen, if I wasn't the first one, I was like the second or third one inside of the Discord. Maybe Nate was the first one. Or maybe Spectral. Wish you have to be W8 for closing off 1 hour. How many years trading? I've been trading in total since 2020. I traded options till like 2022, 2023. And then in 2023, I started trading Forex. And then Forex got shut down by the end of like 2023. And then I started trading futures. So it's been like 1 year solid of trading futures, like really trading on a regulated broker and all that. The first like 3-4 years was like bouncing around, figuring out what I wanted to do. Options burned a lot of my money, but then I made a lot of money back trading options, and then I used all that money to try to get funded. And that's when I started my Forex journey. And then Forex firms got shut down. Yeah, options gave me a lot of money. I traded options on the Atlantic Slave Trade Exchange. He did some work for me in Zimbabwe. He mined some gold for me down there. He's the one who brought me back these gold notes. Options mined these in Zimbabwe. Remember when we were in the private tab Discord on DVS, on Don's Discord for private members, Wix Clubhouse, the old school one? Yes, sir. Now we've been in Wix's private Discord inside of DVS since the beginning. And we've also been in his Discord since the very, very beginning. And that's something that I stress a lot, that these guys are extremely cool people. And by the more that I just participated in the chat and talking and donating a couple dollars here, donating a couple dollars there, asking a couple questions here, a couple questions there, a lot of the paid stuff I got for free because of my effort that I put into the Discord and the effort that I put into the YouTube and moderating the chat and doing all that, because I was like, damn, I don't want to spend $3,000 on a mentorship. Damn, it's a lot of money. What if I lose it? And then I was just like a little bitch, and I just took the free route. I'm pretty sure if I would have paid for the mentorship the day one, within 6 months I would have been at the level I'm at now. I'm pretty sure. I just did it for free and stayed on Discord every single day, YouTube every single day, and I just watched the breakdown and the analysis, and then I tried to mimic that same style of breaking down and analyzing myself. Everything I learned 100% from them, like literally 100%. what a candle, not what a candle was or top wicks or bottom wicks, but I learned how to read candles, range 1, range 2, celery, da 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 da. I learned all of that from them. The only thing that I added on my own was moving averages, because moving averages give me a slightly better indication that my levels are a little more accurate, especially the VWAP. And there's just more levels, bro. The more levels that I have that I can trade off of, the better. Like, look at how this respected the bottom wick here for the money printer. That could be a play that you start to play out, because this is the 10 simple moving average, and it's just the average price for the last 10 minutes or the last 10 candles. So the average price for the last 10 candles, if you're thinking about people that are short-term buying and selling, they're going to try to buy at the most recent price, or their price is going to get filled at the most recent price, which is these moving averages, the 20, the 10, the VWAP, and it's just levels. Just levels. What is another indication that we were respecting support here? We were above the VWAP. Easy. We came down, we respected the VWAP, we pushed off of it. Easy. It's just levels. It's not that the moving averages cross over tell you something. Like, yes, a crossover of the moving averages, like right here, indicates volume. A crossover indicates volume. And it just, all it does is just indicates volume, and it tells you that there's a higher probability of your candle formation to work out. So I like to use, see how here all three were underneath and all three were scooping the moving averages, and we formed support here. To me, that indicates that this is a 100% valid support, and it's just more confluence for a continuation. Not that I'm taking a bounce off of it or anything. I'm using it for confluence of a continuation. The more confluences that I can get of continuations and supports and resistances, the more your candle setups are going to form. Because yes, you can look at 100% candles, but if a moving average is at the same level as my support or my resistance, that's even more confirmation that it's going to work. Let me turn my AC down. And everybody's journey is different, right? Everybody's journey is different. Don't look at the amount of years that it's taking everybody, and understand that you're in the right place to get the knowledge that you need, right? In the Discord, in the last 6 months, we've all leveled up insanely, like crazy. Like, being in the Discord the last 6 months has been completely different than trading the first 3 years. It's just the Discord that we're in with the people that we're in, and when everybody posts their trades, you can see their setup and where they entered and where they exited, and you can say, huh, my entry was a little bit after that. What did you see that I didn't see? Maybe I can, or maybe your entry is a little bit before mine, my entry is a little bit after, but that's cool. It doesn't matter. That's extra confirmation for me that my setups are working. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like, and that's another thing, bro. Like, the amount of time, the amount of work that I put into the Discord, bro, and into the YouTube chats and moderating Twitch and stuff like that, bro. It benefits me, bro. It benefits to be a good friend, dog. Alright, bro, look, me and Don, we be talking. Oop. Can't show you what we're talking about because we got some addies in here. I gotta send him some stuff, so holy shit, look at this hourly push right on the hourly open, breaking the daily high, taking a, if you were to take a buy stop here, it would still be pretty valid. The 5-minute money printer is when a candle closes with no bottom wick or a tiny bottom wick, and the next candle creates a wick for it, and then a continuation. So if you get a candle, no bottom wick, and the next candle creates a bottom wick for it, and then flips bullish, you would take an entry here. So the way this candle would work is it would come down first, and after it comes down and taps a level of support, you would enter a buy stop on the flip. By the time this candle gets filled, you're break even and you catch the push. Same with it the other way. So the 5-minute money printer is what just happened here. 5-minute, tiny bottom wick, the next candle came down, grabbed orders at the previous level of resistance, turning it into support, and it flipped bullish. When you look at the 1-minute time frame, you also have it on the 1 minute right here. The tiny bottom wick and the flip bullish here, money printer. You also have a money printer here on the high, but we're gonna call it there. That's 50 something pips for the night. I don't even know, 54 pips for the night. Last session we caught 23 pips, so that's about 70 80 pips that were up, and we lost 300 on the L on the last one, so we've almost made that back since the last L. We're up 80 pips. Well, I've made it back all on during New York session and shit, but on stream, that would be down 220 pips. We got it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Have a wonderful night, everybody. I appreciate you guys for showing up. Drop a like if you're still here. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Man, almost no. We had a little bit of drawdown today, but other than that, bro, every trade just went into beautiful profit. Just banger after banger after banger. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my night, smoke a joint, and I'm gonna close the charts. No problem, Vicky. Have a good night, Nadeem. Oh, you got a question? $2% per trade for the money printer. Drop the Cash App, dog. I got 30 more pips in buy, you savage. The amount of knowledge and patience you get, yeah. Understanding the thought process behind their analysis, because that thought process is what's really key. Because when you see other traders' thought process, when they take an entry, you're like, wow, I think the same way. Much love, brother. See you in the morning, bright and motherfucking early. Look at that re-break of that high. That doesn't look bad. Oh, that 5 no bottom wick though. Well, take it easy, guys. I appreciate you, Zoom.
This is what gonna happen now. You gonna kill me and me gonna kill you. Let's see.
Ey, Balenciaga en mis jeans, no H&M. I'm a player, baby, dime ESPN. Muchos se viraron, pero aquí estamos bien. Me preguntan quién tú eres, le contesto H.I.M. Bust a play, then I run it back como Saquon. Imposible como el chamo que salió de Akron. Cogí vuelo y me sentí Samuel Jackson Carrion. Eliminé par de serpientes desde el puto avión. Yeah, bitch, te fuiste pa' ser Laura, quédate allá, bitch. Quieren humo hasta que le patea, floja ya, bitch. Buzz Lightyear con el beef, vamos allá, bitch. Yo lo llevo al infinito y más allá, bitch.